Hi, Danni Addison, Victorian Chief Executive of the Urban Development Institute, coming to you about a week out from the state election here on November 24 with an overview of the major parties' policy proposals and election promises so that you're fully informed as an industry member when it's your turn to vote on the 24th. Let's start with the Liberal National Coalition. They've run hard on an agenda of decentralisation and population management. Matthew Guy's campaign slogan is to get back in control, and they're talking about rebalancing population growth between metropolitan Melbourne and Victoria's regional centres. Underpinning this agenda would be a high-speed rail network with major investment over the next decades in how we move around Victoria and how our regional centres are connected and how people live and want to live in regional cities as well as in Melbourne and our surrounding suburbs. On the development side, they're promising different responses in different development areas. In Melbourne's greenfield suburbs, for example, they're promising to plan out through the PSP process the remaining 290,000 odd lots within the urban growth boundary in a period of 2 years and let the industry get on and deliver it after that. But in the middle suburbs, they're looking at clamping down and reducing height controls and potentially stalling development if infrastructure investment hasn't kept up with development and with services over their growth period. With respect to our central city, Matthew Guy has said that he will review and may even repeal C270's height controls and the stringent setbacks that we've seen introduced in Melbourne's central city. So we're interested to see what that might look like should a Matthew Guy Victorian Liberal National Coalition be elected on November 24. Moving now to the Andrews government, who has very much staked their claim with an infrastructure-led agenda. They'd be looking at a suburban rail loop, an orbital rail loop around Melbourne's metropolitan area to unlock the suburbs, to reduce congestion, reduce the pressures that we are feeling on public transport as a result of population growth, and to invest in just the way the city works. So we're not going to be a sort of spoke city anymore under this plan. We would be an orbital city with economic areas in our suburbs that would be well and truly supported by major public transport infrastructure. There are 25 odd new rail level crossing removals that would be completed under an Andrews government, taking us to 75 by 2025, which would be again a further activation of the potential of our suburbs. The Andrews Labor government would review the Better Apartment Design guidelines that were introduced only about 18 months ago. So we'd be keen to see on that front their policy proposal when it comes, if it was to turn into reality post November 24. Touching quickly now on the Victorian Greens, who are very likely to in fact make up a pretty significant part of the Victorian Parliament after the election. And their policy positions, a couple that you should be aware of. They want to cap private rental rates. They also want to introduce mandatory inclusionary zoning of 30% of affordable housing for any new development. And they want to reform VCAT to allow greater third-party objection rights as part of the development process. So there's some interesting policy positions which we need to be aware of should the Greens achieve a balance of power or even a stronger representation than they currently have as part of the upcoming Parliament. Good luck on November 24. We'll be coming to you with a synopsis of the result in the week following. It may not be determined on the day, but we will definitely bring you that information as it arises and in the way that it's relevant to your business and your industry knowledge. Thank you. Bye.